This is ST Lady Cat Nation on YouTube, and we are live in Woodsboro, Texas. A beautiful evening, a little bit of wind going on here, but we're at the Woodsboro City Park and near the high school for sure. A nice area here. Flag straight ahead, and we've got the Woodsboro Lady Eagles 8th grade going first, and then we'll follow it up with the 7th grade. The Lady Eagles clad in, of course, they're green. Letters are popping for me, so that really does help with the white pants, green jerseys, white letters, white numbers, I should say, and Skidmore-Tynan over there clad in their purple and white, a little bit of gold trim. And they've got their purple socks, of course, led by Coach Adrian Pena. We've got Coach Brenda Duran, and we've got Coach Tiffany Gonzalez right now meeting with the officiating crew, the umpire, and Coach Cano out there as well. Appreciate him letting me have a little space in the press box here. I don't normally get that. I got to find a spot somewhere on the side or in the stands, so it is nice hospitality by the Woodsboro crew here, and I appreciate it very much. Did find out that we'll have a number 22, Skylar Castillo, and we got to see a peek of Sydney Castillo on the varsity. Of course, taking the Woodsboro Lady Eagles varsity softball team undefeated in district. Went 14-0. Our Skidmore-Tynan Lady Cats went 10-4 in district, dropping both to Woodsboro and dropping one to Kennedy, and then the last one, which didn't make a difference, but they took a loss to Agua Dulce in Agua Dulce. Nonetheless, this is we're in Woodsboro, folks, and there's Coach right there.
Chris, 70, 110.
Okay.
Got Chris on the right side. Chris?
No, I'm Coach Carter.
Coach. I'll just call you Coach then.
Yeah.
And your name is?
Chris.
Chris, all right. Got Chris to my left, Coach Carter to the right. And we're in the press box. So enjoy the broadcast. Pass on this link to any. No, I passed it on to some Woodsboro Lady Eagles fans and coaches. And if you're out there in Skidmore-Tynan, of course, at ST Lady Cat Nation, pass this on so you can watch some amazing 8th grade action, followed by 7th grade coming up at 5:30. They're roughly about an hour, and I'm not going to speculate on the rules. I know the game, but the 4-run rule and things like that, we'll let it play out. But I believe there's a 4-run rule in the 8th grade and the 7th grade, along with junior varsity. You score 4 runs and you move on. Speeds up the game a little bit, but avoid any disastrous lopsided games as well. ST Lady Cat Nation, my name is Amador Ramirez. Thank you for joining us. And I love rock and roll playing right now. Probably should mute since YouTube's real picky about banning banning video with the in certain countries, but as long as we don't ban it here in America, right? You do have Coach Pena right there at home plate, and if I'm correct, that's Coach Ledwig and
Yes.
the two officials, umpire. We'll be back in just a little bit, folks. Ready to rock and roll with 8th grade Woodsboro Lady Eagles 8th grade versus the Skidmore-Tynan Lady Cats 8th grade softball. All right, as we start the 8th grade matchup here, number 22 on the mound is Skylar Castillo, and behind the plate, catching number 23, Audrey Hernandez for the Woodsboro Lady Eagles. We're doing 8th grade first, folks. 8th grade is out on the field right now, and for Skidmore-Tynan, Gracie Franks, number 5, will lead off the top of the first here in Woodsboro. Refugio County, right?
Yes.
Refugio County. I don't know why I have to get the county every time I go. Make people think I'm smart or something. We had our first playoff game in DeWitt County in Cuero. It's like, what was the county? DeWitt. I assume it was DeWitt or not DeWitt. DeWitt. So here we go, folks. Gracie Franks. And Coach, I hope I give you enough space. I can move over a little bit more. Gracie Franks for Skidmore-Tynan to lead off the top of the first. Castillo on the mound. Just short, trickles in. 1-0 the count. Just underway here at ST Lady Cat Nation. 8th grade softball. Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count. To Gracie Franks, who I believe will be playing shortstop, but they do shift players around quite often in 8th and 7th grade, so we'll find out in just a little bit. And you could feel that one up here, or you could hear it up here. Gracie will take first base. And the pitcher, I believe, will be pitching this afternoon. Number 4 is Alyssa Recio, with Franks on first. Strike called. Skylar Castillo on the mound. Behind the plate at catcher, Audrey Hernandez for Woodsboro. We'll go through some of the players. That's inside. I have an angle my camera just a little bit lower. I'm in a good position. I again thank Coach Cano for letting me up in the press box. Makes it a lot easier. And a little bunt to the third. Everybody's safe, as nicely done by Alyssa Recio. So now Recio on first and Franks on second. And number 10, Danny Munoz to the plate. Danny Munoz, I believe, will be playing at first today. Called high, 1-0. Ball 2. I got a clear shot of the umpire, and let's see the trajectory, but not the height from up here, but 2-0. Tipped back, foul, 2-1. Again, Recio on first, who reached on a bunt. Gracie Franks on second, who was hit with the pitch. So nobody out. And this is going to land right past second base. And now everyone is safe. Franks over at third, Recio at second, and a little looper there right past second base for Danny Munoz. The catcher, I presume this afternoon, Andrea Moron, with a dream situation, nobody out, and the Bases are loaded. Everybody playing in a little tight in the infield. Strike call. Nice pitch by Castillo. Got an older sister who's a junior who did I want to say fantabulous. That's my word. And that one goes over to third. Nicely done. Forced out at home. So Gracie Franks made it all the way around, but short by 2 feet. So bases remain loaded. 1 out. Number 3 is Nina Del Toro for the Skidmore-Tynan Lady Cats. So nicely played there by Anaya Flores, I believe, or is that number 15 on third?
15.
Gray. Thank you, Chris. Krista Gray on third. Over to Hernandez for the force out at home. So well played on the infield for the Lady Eagles. Nina Del Toro. Just got a plate full here, and what I mean by that, base is loaded. 1 out. And little bunt. And again, it's an out, a force out. Castillo over to Hernandez, and that's 2 down. The Woodsboro Lady Eagles infielders doing a magical job here. Maybe not magical, but a nice job here. And the ponytail's in the way. I don't know what number that is. I don't know if you see it, Chris.
Which one?
The batter. Oh, there we go. 14 is Brazenio.
Got a pinch runner coming in too.
You've got Gracie Franks, who just slid into home on a force out by the Lady Eagles, but she takes second as a courtesy runner. And this is going to go foul. Danny Munoz is like, I finally, but no. A lot of bunting going on, trying to get the runner in, but right now, 2 outs, and this was a 3 bases loaded, nobody out, so Woodsboro doing a good job keeping the runners from crossing home plate. And this is going to be a close one. Out. And all of the outs happening right there with Hernandez. Audrey Hernandez. Gray over at third. Castillo. Beautifully done by Woodsboro. And that takes us to the bottom of the first. Nothing. I'll go back and look at that inning. That was nicely done, gentlemen. Woo! We'll be right back. Looking down at a few of the positions here, of course, behind the plate is Andrea Moron, and on the mound is Alyssa Recio. Over at third will be number 21, Neilani Brazenio Tyrell. Danny Munoz, who tried to make the first run, or actually the third run, but all went down 1, 2, 3 there at home plate. She'll be at first. Brazenio over at second. Gracie Franks will be at shortstop. Number 2, Aaliyah Cuevas out at right field. Number 11, Riley Worley at center. And it should be number 3, Nina Del Toro out at left. We'll look at some of the players for Woodsboro when they come back at the top of the second. Let's Coach or Chris know what position they play right off the bat. I have to read.
Who was it? Who's going to be the first?
The first batter.
Kennedy. Oh yeah, I'm not sure. Shortstop.
She's shortstop.
Shortstop.
Thank you.
Center field. Pitcher. Catcher. Left field. Third base.
Third.
second, left, or right, and then first.
And then
First base.
first. And then Bentley Levine is
She's an extra.
the extra. Okay. So at to bat to lead off the bottom of the first is Lexi Kennedy, the shortstop. Take the pitch from Recio. And that's going to go, right past the shortstop, Franks. And it's going to try to take second. And she's just going to keep on going. And she's going to have an inside the park home run. A lot of errors happening there by that defense. So Lexi Kennedy makes the run, and she wasn't sure. Coach Kano wasn't sure if she tagged or touched home plate, but she went back to make sure. Yeah, that one, I think Skidmore-Tynan had an opportunity for the out on second, but the ball sailed over. Rose Thompson, center fielder, 1-0. Well, good base running there, regardless of the errors by the Lady Cats. 2-0 the count. Because if you don't have that running skill, you're not going to go very far. But she knew what she had, and she took it. And that's Lexi Kennedy. And Rose Thompson there to bat now. 1-0, Woodsboro. Strike called. It's 3-1. Thompson taking that one all the way. And a swing and a miss. Full count, 3-2 for Thompson and the Woodsboro Lady Eagles. 8th grade softball here this afternoon. And we'll have 7th grade coming up in a little bit. And Thompson goes to first. And the pitcher, Skylar Castillo. And the ball gets passed. And they're going to go for, Thompson wants. Now Thompson is trying to get to third. And they called her out. And I'm not sure, did she go off the baseline or? Over there? Okay, I guess there was a second. Thought it was a safe call and then out. But nice, almost good, perfect running by Thompson. She tried to get to third, but did not make it. So here we are with Castillo, number 22. Oh my goodness, that's going to go out to left. Right, hits the wall. Here comes Castillo, reminiscent of her sister. And she's got a solid stand-up triple. I wanted to say Sydney. It's Skylar Castillo. Now the catcher, number 23, Audrey Hernandez, with Castillo on third. One run has come in. That was Lexi Kennedy in the park home run, if you will, with a few errors adding to that. But we're going to call it an in the park home run. Nice running by Kennedy. Almost duplicated by Thompson, tagged out at third. Castillo here with a long, deep shot to left center. And she'll make it in. Castillo will go in for the second run. 1 out. So an in the park home run and a stand-up triple, and now with the errant pitch. Blue gets maybe a little knot on the head there, making sure everything's okay. Audrey Hernandez will take first on 4 balls. Carson Andrade, left field. The 4-run rule, of course, in effect. So we're at 2 now. And that one's going to be a hit. There's 2 slaps, 2 solid hits so far, 1 on each team. And Now Woodsboro with 1 out and 2 runners on first and second. Number 15, the third baseman, Chris Gray. And that one goes, oh, nice little, oh, and the third baseman wasn't ready. Was not ready. Dished there by Gracie Franks, number 21. Brazenio Tyrell wasn't ready for that little toss, so bases loaded once again, 2-0, 1 out. Here's Bella Gonzalez, second base. Exciting softball this far. Skidmore-Tynan starting with hot bats, then great field play by the Woodsboro Lady Eagles in the top of the first. An inning of 2 halves, if you will, and now bottom of the first, Woodsboro threatening to put up their 4 runs here on the 4-run rule. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bella Gonzalez. It's stopped by Andrea Moron. And you can't afford to have one get by you. Two and two the count, 1 out. Hernandez tempting the throw, number 23, tempting number 23 to throw it over to third, but I think she just wants her back there. And that is 3 and 2 the count. Full count. On the mound, Alyssa Recio for Skidmore-Tynan. And that's ball 4. That's going to bring in Hernandez from third and move everybody over. Andrade goes over to third. Gray on second. And Gonzalez over at first. Jalen Garza, right field. With the bases loaded, they just need really 1 more run. And that could be the run right there that comes through. And that is 4, 5. I don't know if they're going to count all of them, but they're going to keep it probably limited at 4. There we go. It's 4. But when you're in the middle of a play, you kind of have to keep playing it out, because in reality, that's not going to happen to you, I guess, Chris, in high school. You had to call it, keep it going. But that does end 1 complete inning. We go to the second, 4-0, Woodsboro. One complete inning. Skidmore-Tynan certainly had opportunities in the top of the first, but left the bases loaded. But even more impressively, the Lady Eagles force out at home on all 3 outs with the bases loaded, nobody out. So kudos to Gray and Castillo and the rest of the team. And here come the Lady Cats to lead off the top of the second. I hear the first name, and then I know who that is. That's Diana Brazenio. who I believe has her sister graduating this year, Mia Bresenio. So giving a little encouragement to Diana Bresenio, top of the second. Strike call, 2-1. You know, at 3-0, you tend to take the next pitch, see what the pitcher has. But at 2-1, that's sort of a yellow light. You kind of get the green light. You kind of like, let's see what she got another strike in her. 2-1. Well, she went for it. And that one looked like it was going to be inside. But 2-2, nonetheless. Castillo doing a good job shutting out the Lady Cats in the top of the first. And here we are in the top of the second. And a swing and a miss for Bresenio. One down, and here comes the third baseman, number 21, Nelani Bresenio-Tyrell. Want to know the count? To Bresenio-Tyrell. Strike called, 1-1. Skylar hoping to follow into, I would assume, in the footsteps of her older sister. And certainly that helps matters. 2 down, right back to the pitcher. So the shutout remains here in the top of the second. Juliana Guetta, I believe, is the DP. Number 8, Guetta. To another count. Last time this happened, last batter, she put a strike right where it needed to be. And she does it again. And same scenario last time. The batter swung and missed. Let's see what happens here with Castillo on the mound. Well, this time a swing, but a foul ball. 2-2. 2-2 usually an advantage to the pitcher. You get one ball that you can kind of play with here to get out. And deja vu, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second, no runs. In the top of the first or the top of the second, although Skidmore-Tynan did load up the bases, they did nothing here in the top of the second. Here come the Lady Eagles into the bottom of the second inning. 4-0, Woodsboro.